Hey, everyone, and welcome to the podcast. It's Good Time Gal. I'm your host, Caitlin Peluffo. Thank you for listening and watching, however you're consuming this product. Thank you for consuming it. My name is Caitlin Peluffo. The guest today is Peter Revello. Holy heck, he's a sweet boy from Staten Island. We have a lot of fun talking about drinking and driving on this podcast. So I just want to make it very clear, do not drink and drive. We're anti. We're very anti. He is laughing at me right now. Anyway, so just putting that out there. We're not pro drinking and driving. We're anti drinking and driving. Okay. Anyway, listen to the podcast. Have fun. Peter Revello, you can follow him at Peter Revello, Peterrevello on Instagram and TikTok. Follow me at Caitlin Peluffo. Follow the pod at Good Time Gal Pod. I'm going to be on the road a bunch this summer, like a lot. Yeah. I'm getting booked up in the summertime because no one else wants to do those dates. So Caitlin's here. So I will do all the dates you don't want. But come see me live. It's on my Instagram and my link tree. All the ticket links are there. Please come and see a show. Come see me live and tell me that you saw me from the podcast and I will give you a free sticker. Oh, everybody loves a free sticker. Anyway, and then if you could watch my Comedy Central, my Don't Tell tapings, that would be great too. Thank you. All right. I'll talk to you later. I won't talk to you later. You will listen to me talk later. Enjoy the podcast. I'm sorry. Bye. There was, I ran into Mateo at the cellar.
Nice.
And I hadn't seen him in a long time. And he was sitting at the table with someone else. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm going to wait. And so I moved to a different table and I sat by myself with people I didn't really know that well. And then he came over and I was like, hi, I wanted to say hi earlier, but I'm afraid of so-and-so. And he was like, I get it.
Yeah, not even like, no, they're not like that.
No, it was like, 100%.
Good read.
Yeah, it's like, good for you.
You got 25-pound weights?
Yeah. Keep it from the table moving.
Oh, I thought we're just like, I don't know, maybe you want to do a quick set.
Yeah, always trying to pump that iron. Always. Well, Peter Revello, welcome to the podcast.
Oh, we're starting. Okay, great. Hi.
I think we started a minute ago.
Oh, well then, awesome.
Leave it in. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Peter Revello.
Good time.
You've been on the pod before, but a long time ago. You were like the second person.
I think we were recorded in your room.
In my room with a very janky setup.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah, but it's still going.
It's still going.
We're still doing
Upgrading, baby.
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah. Before the pandemic, you came to my house like a lovely man, and we recorded on a very small thing that was taped to the... I taped it to the table.
Did you really?
So that it wouldn't move because the cords were so janky that they would move and then...
Listen, very punk rock pod. Just being like, we're doing it ourselves.
Yeah.
Talking about being a good time. Well, since then, I'm not really much of a good time gal
you're kind
anymore.
of a snooze.
Yeah, a bit of a bore. I wish.
No, but you, Staten Island, you had a few good stories. They were fun.
Yeah.
We talked a lot about you drinking and driving.
Baby, come on. Come on. How else am I supposed to get around? Take a bus? Come on. Take a bus on
not
Staten
making
Island
light of it, but
a little. I don't have any DUIs.
You're still over, and you got pulled over too.
You better believe it. Couldn't make it stick. Those goddamn pigs.
Jesus
They
Christ.
couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. I was just too handsome. That's what they said.
That's what they said?
They were like, oh, man, you seem drunk, but God, you're good looking. I was like, well.
Wait, what did the cop say to you? He was like, you're sober, but this is the worst test.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. He gave me a field sobriety test, and I had like a couple of drinks, but then like I didn't know how much, like I've never, like I don't know what 0.08 feels like. So I'm like, I thought I was in the clear, but he has me do the whole test. I'm in New Jersey, and I'm like, stand on one foot, and then this, and then count down from, and I'm like doing all these things, and then we do the whole test. I blow into the whatever it's called, the
breathalyzer.
The breathalyzer. And then I get the reading back, and he's just like, hey, do you not like drink a lot? You're all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, I'm okay. Why? He's like, because that was a really bad field sobriety test. It was like, I was like, he's asking if I took any medication. Like, I'm like a geriatric. He's like, you shouldn't be mixing pills with that. I'm like, no, I'm not on anything. And he's just like, wow. And then he just left. Just got roasted by these fucking hit cops in Jersey because it was so bad. I was nervous. Have you ever,
Yeah.
you've ever done a field sobriety test?
No, I've never done one.
No, it's hard. It's
Yeah.
not an easy thing. And they made it seem like I was spastic.
I went to Ben Katzner's wedding, and it was in Wisconsin.
They drink heavy on
They drink very heavy.
It's
And,
it's
and
different.
Chloe, you know Chloe. She's been on the podcast.
Radcliffe?
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't think she'd mind me telling this story. We'll find out. But she was driving for us, and she had one drink, nothing crazy.
It's legal?
Yeah. And the cops were just waiting for people to leave.
Scumbag.
I know. They were just waiting for people to leave. And so she left and she drove and she did a California stop through a stop sign.
What is it? What is it, like a roll?
Yeah, like a rolling stop.
All right.
And she was like, they're going to pull me over. And sure enough, they pull her over. And she's just like, and it's, of course, like, it was the rehearsal dinner. So she's all dressed like seductively.
Sure. Yeah, I wish I had tits sometimes.
But they make her do the whole field test and she's wearing
In her heels? Oh, come on.
But she passed. She passed and then she blew into the breathalyzer and it was under. But it was like, she was like, this was the most terrifying thing. And I was so nervous.
She did it in heels, though.
Yeah.
I feel like you told that story to embarrass me. And,
Yeah. I think I succeeded.
yeah. Here she is in a tight little dress and heels.
Low cut top. It was cold.
Yeah.
And heels. And
Yeah, then the cops are just like, well, what are you about to lean over a little bit, see what happens. Oops, you dropped it.
The guy was such a narc, too.
Was he?
And me and Steve were both hammered. We're like, shit, this sucks. And then we were going to a house party to drink more.
Wow.
And but she passed. She was fine. No DUI.
That's perfect.
Yeah, but it was so funny. And then you, big hunk of a man,
Just,
flats.
I'm literally wearing white New Balance sneakers. Just these fucking orthopedic. I'm like, what? Easy, young man. What do you need me to do? No hurry. I gotta warm up first.
The opposite of New Balance.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Horrid balance.
A horrid balance. Yeah, he was not having it.
No.
But I don't know. Like, now that I'm sober, though, and anytime I get pulled over by cops, I'm very like, well, you got nothing on me. So I'm just like a dick.
You
And
get pulled over?
sometimes, yeah.
For what?
I don't know. They got quotas. They got stuff. I'm always following the letter of the law.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
I've driven with you before.
I'm a gentleman. I signal. I use the hand signals. That's how good I am. I go
No,
like,
you don't.
I love it.
When was the last time you got pulled over?
I was going. It was like a checkpoint. So that's
okay.
Sometimes they set up a checkpoint, and then I was like, fuck these guys. So I just started asking them, like, how did you get this job? This is like, they give you the important jobs?
Jesus, Peter.
Because
You're such a snarky bitch.
but what are they going to do? Arrest me for being a little catty? That's not illegal.
When we were at this wedding this past weekend, you were a little shitty to everybody who you didn't know.
What are they going to do? Fight me?
I mean, the privilege of being a big, strapping white man.
My wife, she's like, that's racist. But she's like, that's racist how you talk to cops. Because like black people can't talk to cops like that. I'm like, shut your yam. What are you talking about? Do you know what I mean? Sometimes she just says things. I'm like, what are you saying? Like, that's racist. She's like, well, they can't do it. I'm like, well, somebody should be able to do it.
Yeah.
You know? So like, I'm doing it for them. I'm
This
down.
is for us.
This is for, yeah.
I'm keeping them in their place for us.
For us. She didn't get it.
No.
Do you agree with that?
I don't think it's racist on your part.
Okay.
But I think it is it is a form of privilege.
Yeah,
but that's not, you're doing it.
What
and
am I
they're
supposed
not
to do? Yeah.
It's literally just reinforcing what that is.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
being shitty to cops and they're not doing anything about it.
I'm privileged. I'm sorry.
If they want to counteract his privilege, they should beat your head in.
Yeah. But they're not going to. But then I'm nice, Then you get a little salty and then a little sweet. Wow, that's a nice uniform. You look good. You're working out. Well, I've been doing a little bit. So then you don't know. You keep them on their toes. They don't know which way to. They don't know what to make of you. If you like hit them with like, what are you like? Come on, what are you? This is a dumb job. What are you doing this? And then he's like, well, did you always want to be a cop? You ask them questions like you break them down. Especially when they're younger, because you get older, and then these cops are younger, and you just talk to them like they're boys. They can't. I got nothing on me. I'm legal. I'm not drinking anymore.
I'm not
good.
drinking.
I'm not. I got nothing. No drugs. No paraphernalia.
When was the last time you drank?
Oh, I know exactly when. It was with Kevin Ryan at McSwiggan's after a spot at
Really?
New York Comedy Club. It was October, like 4 years ago.
Wow. Did you drink a lot or?
Yeah.
What happened?
No, nothing bad. I just drove home. Like,
No.
always. I'm just like, come on.
Yeah.
I'm going to park. Think about it this way. I drive into the city from Staten Island. I park my car in Midtown. Okay. I tie on a couple, maybe more than a couple. And then, so what's the suggestion? You really want me to get on a train to a ferry, go home, sleep, come back, that's ridiculous. That's a stupid.
Or you could just not drink that much and then drive home. I think that's.
So, Caitlin has all the answers. Perfect Caitlin.
No, definitely not perfect, Caitlin, but I see why you stopped drinking.
I've stopped. It's been 4 years. God damn it. The fuck? Miss it every day. Every day I wake up.
I mean, we were at that wedding. You did not even look at a drink.
No.
You had a non-alcoholic drink, right?
Yeah. Well, you go to enough weddings, it gets easier. But
Yeah.
like the first couple, like I went to a friend of mine a couple of years ago, and I was getting mocktails the whole time. And then the bartender, it was a new bartender, and he gave me one with booze in it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I took a sip. I'm like, what the fuck? This tastes pretty good. And then, you know what I mean? So then I'm just like, well, this could be like a freebie. If I drink this one, like who's, I mean, it was fate, you know?
Yeah,
so I'm
yeah.
like, well, it's not my fault. But then I was like, all right, I showed some restraint to put it down.
Yeah.
But it's funny, you get that little bit of booze in your brain, and like, I don't know, I got hot. And I was looking at the wine on the tables. I'm like, I could just drink this and nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like,
I know. No, because I haven't been drinking for a little bit. I had some wine with dinner at the wedding, and I tasted the wine, and I was like, "Oh, this doesn't taste good.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask
It tastes bad."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Steve, get me a different type of wine, because maybe it's just this one wine."
Right.
And so then I tried the next thing of wine, and it was bad.
Whoa.
So I literally had 3 sips of alcohol just to be like, is it bad? And it was like, it's bad. So, I mean, maybe
you.
my taste buds are just like, no, we don't need this anymore. We want sugar, you know?
No.
And then the next day at brunch,
yeah.
we overslept.
Yeah, I know.
We were supposed to meet Peter and his beautiful, beautiful wife, Jen.
We woke up at a decent time.
Yeah, and we
Texted
did
you
not.
both?
Well, Steve is usually awake by 8:30.
Well,
every single
he
morning.
took a 5 milligram edible, so I mean, I could see how he got knocked out. I mean, that's for horses. Those things are for elephants. So I don't know. I'm surprised he even woke up for the flight the next day.
I mean, we woke up at 10:45 and he was
crazy.
like, Caitlin, I overslept. And I was like, oh no. And then I looked and you were like, I'll message you at 9:30. And it was 9:13 when you messaged me. And I was like, Jesus Christ, you told me you were going to sleep in.
Wow. The Airbnb where we were at was
I mean, it
dreadful.
sounded awful.
Yeah.
In Buffalo, of all places.
What a dump.
Okay. If you're from Buffalo, we
Get
love
the
you.
fuck out.
We love you.
Yeah, if you're from Buffalo, leave. What are you doing there? There's nothing.
It was a little rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little rough.
Oh, but brunch the next day?
Oh, brunch the next day, I asked for an orange juice and they gave me a mimosa.
Oh, okay.
They had pitchers and I had a sip and I was like, oh, there's booze in this. And I just had no desire to drink it. And so
Weird.
when he came back, I asked him for orange juice and he gave it to me.
Wow.
And I was like, great.
And nothing, not even the booze like lit your brain up a little bit?
No, not at all.
Interesting.
And it didn't taste bad. It tasted better than the wine.
Yeah.
And I was still like, no, I don't want to.
Really?
No, I got stuff to do today.
Yeah,
I'm not
that
doing
makes-
it. Yeah.
yeah.
It was also during the day, so it's a lot easier to be like, no. Yeah. It's like harder if you're like, I'm gonna dance in front of people in heels that are painful.
Might as well have a couple.
I may as well have a couple. But this one I was like, no, I gotta get on a plane.
Wow.
I don't want to feel like crap.
That's surprising because every time I've had I had champagne the first year. So like I was like from October to that other January, the next January, I was good. And then I had like a glass of champagne for New Year's and my brain like lit up. I was like,
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to start making plans.
Yeah.
I was making plans.
Okay. See, my brain doesn't light up.
Really?
It didn't light up at all.
Interesting.
But my therapist thinks that once I become less anxious, I will be drinking less. And she doesn't think I'm an alcoholic. She thinks that I drink because I'm anxious or I'm,
Well, good for you.
or depressed and stuff like that. But now
I don't know. She can stop whenever she wants.
I literally-
she doesn't like the taste of booze. I don't care for it. I would drink it. It just tastes so nasty.
I'm going to drink when I go to Italy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have an Aperol spritz.
That's true. You had red
Come
wine in
on.
Buffalo.
I know.
That's not the one that's going to tempt you back.
Yeah, that's not going to be the problems. The problem drink. Yeah, a twist off in Buffalo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Chateau Diana, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Boxed wine in Buffalo.
Yeah, but Italy might cause a little sensation.
We'll see.
Yeah,
That's exciting.
Time will tell. But right now, I have no desire to drink.
But so what? By the time you're going to Italy in October. Mm-hmm. So what would that? How much would you have under your belt by then? Close to a year now.
Yeah, I mean, I stopped in January.
So yeah, almost.
Yeah, like 10 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is, I mean, whatever. I'm not really like looking at it as I'm being sober for this long. Like I don't really count it as sobriety because I had 3 sips of wine.
Yeah, but
I know, but I haven't been
the
drunk.
difference.
I haven't been drunk in 10 months.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what. Yeah.
That's cool. Is that like how many people do you have on here, like on the podcast, who are like they're reformed good time gals?
A lot of them.
A lot of them.
Yeah,
right?
a lot of like
everyone's
we just
getting
had
older.
Emma Willman on.
Oh,
and
yeah?
she is.
She was a drunk.
Oh,
Love to hear it.
Love to hear
Love
it.
to hear it.
She's a good. She gets a gold star.
Yeah?
She did a lot.
It's a weird. Yeah, when people drink, was she like an everyday or?
She was an everyday, and then a lot every day, and then a blackout. Oof. Yeah, but now she doesn't drink,
Yeah.
and she's thriving. I'd say, right, Colin? You were there for that one. She's thriving, baby.
That was mind-boggling to me when you talk to people about booze, and they're like, "I never blacked out," and you're like, "What? You've never blacked out? Like that's insane, right?
Yeah, that's
Isn't that
crazy.
You're like, come on, what do you like? My
Yeah.
wife's like, I think I blacked out once. I was like, I've blacked out so many times. I've blacked out enough where I was like acting like a gentleman. I remember one time I went down to the shore and I got blackout drunk. And, like that feeling, get the next day, you wake up next to, like whoever you're seeing and you're like, oh, am I good? She's like, what are you talking about? You were perfect. You're like holding doors for people. So I put my coat down in a puddle for you ladies. Like,
Yeah, you were nice to all the cops.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
You look great.
Thank you for your service. Yeah. I love the Punisher. Punisher's the strongest one.
Even though the Punisher in the comic, he's like anti-establishment.
They're not the brightest people. You know what I saw the other day? You know what I saw that was very funny to me? So it's like the Punisher. I don't know if people listen. You see the Punisher cop logo on the back of their pickup trucks and stuff. Mm-hmm. I saw a garbage man Punisher. What are we doing? A garbage man? That's what you're like. That you're a vigilante. You're taking trash out when you shouldn't. Like what? Like I hate when like the other fucking city workers try to get in on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, us too. You're like you're a garbage man. You're a garbage man. It's just fucking ridiculous. A Punisher garbage man.
Yeah.
Whoa, watch out. He's going to you know what? He doesn't care if it's sorted.
No.
He doesn't give a shit.
Going through your trash, taking your...
It's not garbage day.
No, he's taking it. He's taking what he wants. He's looking at it.
So embarrassing. No, yeah, but the Punisher and then the firemen, they got into it a little bit too, but firemen, I don't know. They're like they're the better ones.
Yeah.
Every single...
They're little angels.
A little, yeah.
They can't really be controversial.
No, there's no, it's like there's a fire, you put it out. There's no like politics of
They're
like,
pure heroes.
Yeah.
You know?
A little racist. I've grown up around.
Well, maybe on Staten Island.
Yeah, on Staten. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Only on Staten Island are the firemen a little problematic.
Well, one time I did a firehouse show out on Long Island. And
you must have killed.
It was, I do very well in
right?
firehouse.
Yeah, I know. You're like, I know.
I'm they're like, a girl being gross? That's my kind of lady. I do very well in a firehouse.
Wish my wife was here to hear some of her ideas.
Anal. All right. I didn't know you could put it up the tush.
I'm a fireman. Put it in the tush.
Put it in the tush.
Put it right in the keister.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
But I did one, and then it was right during the Trump campaign. Oof. Or he just got elected.
All right.
And Bob DeBono went up, and he does a Trump impression, and he went up and he performed, and he was doing Trump, and they all went, yeah! They fucking loved him. Yeah. And but to be fair, Teddy Smith was also a comic who's black who went on before Bob DeBono, and he killed. So I don't think they're as racist as you think.
Yeah, I think we were a little too quick to judge the Long Island firemen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a fun show. It was long. Oh my God, it was long.
What, everyone did like 30?
Yeah, it was like a 2-hour show.
Oof.
Too long. But it was a blast.
You get
We had a
boozed
nice
up.
time. I was driving, so I did not. See, I never had that issue.
You never drink? No. That's a fun thing.
I was because I'm so afraid of letting my mom down.
Really?
Yes. Because they helped me buy this car.
Oh, okay.
And so I really took it to heart. It's like, I will never, I think the most I've ever had was one glass of wine and then I waited 2 hours and then drove home.
Fuck that. Fuck that. I'm drinking in the car.
No.
Oh my God.
You are not.
I was drinking.
Beer!
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Little couple of 40 here. I remember one time I was leaving a show and then one comic saw me, like, I just dropped like a Modelo and he saw me. I'm like, ooh,
Jesus.
Oops.
I remember one time we were talking and you were like, dude, this comic, he got pulled over for drunk driving in New York City?
In Manhattan. Yeah. I was like, what a fucking loser. What a jerk off. Do you know how many, do you know how bad of a drive, you know how bad you have to fuck up to get pulled up, that a cop's like, this guy's a little out of control. And he was in the East Village. People drive like animals, blowing red lights, making right, like hitting pedestrians. That cop's like, all right, it's Friday night.
We get it. It's a little busy.
Right, it's busy.
They should have hustled up through the crosswalk.
Right, I saw. She was moseying.
Yeah.
But it was, I never, drinking and driving in the city is easy. 25 miles an hour. Follow the stop signs.
Jesus Christ.
Listen, if you're drinking and driving out there, I really believe there's one crime at a time. Don't speed. If you're already drinking and driving, don't speed. What are you doing? You know what I mean? Like you're attracting negative attention. You signal. You always signal. It just,
I mean, safety first.
Safety first. Did I ever get a DUI? No, I have no.
And
no.
you never hit anything? Did you hit something?
One time.
Oh my God.
One time. It wasn't a person. It was a car.
You hit another car?
It was parked. Kate, I was so close. I was coming home from the city. I had a nice little buzz going. I stopped off at El Patron, this Mexican place, and I picked up some nachos, some cervezas, some beers, and we had I was talking with the local people. It was nice, and I left.
The local people,
the Mexicans, the Mexicans, they love me. They do.
You speak Spanish pretty fluently.
Not like super well, but I'm drunk. I'm like talking about El Barrio. It's cambiando. It's changing. That's what it's, the neighborhood's changing. And the guy's like, see? But did I tell you this before? So I used to stop off there drunk a lot, and we was talking to this guy in like the Spanglish, and we were like, whatever, talking. And we was going really well. And then all of a sudden he's like, yeah, ¿te gusta chicas? And I was like, yeah, I love ladies. I love them. He's like, ¿te gusta chicas latinas? I was like, I love todas chicas. I love them all. And then and then he's like, oh, see, okay. And then he slides over a card that's basically for like whores that are like right near the.
Jesus.
So I was like, that's kind of sweet though, The guy liked me enough to be like, you're all right.
You're all right.
Yeah.
You get to have some of these chicas.
Some of these chicas.
Latinas.
Yeah. That was a different night. But then, El Patron was a good place. But then, all right. So listen. So I'm parking, and I got home and I parked. I'm good. I ate all the nut. All right, and then I wake up the next day and I noticed that there's a thing on my car. It says something like, "You hit my car. Let's not go through insurance. This is my phone number. Let's just figure this out."
Yeah.
So the guy was across the street from where my apartment was, and there's video.
Oh no.
So, Kate, I parallel park. It's a nice parallel park, gorgeous. Not hitting anything. I'm in the spot, and then all of a sudden I see the car drift a little forward, and then I guess I was like, "Oh, I'm going forward," and I went in reverse too quick, and I hit this guy's car.
Oh no.
And I park, and then in the video. You see me get out with like this huge bag of nachos, and I'm just like hammered, like we're getting out of my car. And then I go and look at the back, and I do this like cartoonish shrug of like, and then I just go back into my apartment, and then but I had to pay him some money. But other than that, perfect record. Remember that car I used to drive? Remember that car? I used to have that Jimmy. Remember the Jimmy that had like the open face?
Yeah.
So I had a car that was like. And my brother got into an accident and we didn't want to get rid of it, but it just looked ugly. So we had one headlight that worked, and then we had like, I am white trash. I had this floodlight. So it was like a floodlight that my dad like put in to where the headlight should be, and you had to like you charged it with the auxiliary cord. It was, and then sometimes it was funny because sometimes I'd hit a bump too hard, and then all of a sudden like the light shining on the trees. I never got pulled over in that car. Never, not once.
Not when you have a floodlight as a headlight with a cord. Did it go through the window?
Yeah. Yeah, you couldn't close up the window all the way. I mean, like most of it, but the wire would get in the way. But yeah, it would go. I'd run it through. Never got pulled over. So I don't understand what's going on with all this police stuff. I mean, I've been treated all right.
Jesus Christ.
Isn't that crazy?
That's racist.
That was racist.
Yeah.
That's racist, never to be pulled. I wish I had a picture of that car.
Was it the maroon one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that car.
It was the maroon one, and then I remember one time I was at the gas station, and it was me, and then there was like this Bentley behind me. I was like, I got to take a picture of this. This is like this fucking atrocious white trash thing. Was just, I mean, it ran all right, but it looked very ugly.
Yeah. It for sure did.
Yeah.
But I was always happy for a ride, so I didn't say anything.
That's what I feel about drinking and driving, though, too. Like my friends, they're all like, people like are against it. They go, drinking and driving is bad.
Because it is.
Right. Well, if it's not in the 10 Commandments.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Just the moral 10 Commandments.
Show me where in the Bible where it says thou shalt not drink and drive. But that's another thing. But we yeah. Wait, what was I saying? Oh,
your friends.
Oh, right. So they're all like, yeah, drinking and driving is bad. But I feel like it's a sliding scale. Like when it's warm out and it's nice, then it's like, of course, drinking and driving is bad. But it's like if it's cold and it's like really nasty out, and all of a sudden people start going, you know, you're all right. You know what I mean? They're not like, you didn't drink that much. You know what I mean? They start to rationalize because if I'm going to drive them home, it's 20 degrees out. All of a sudden they're just like, it affects everyone differently. Am I crazy? I feel like there's truth to that.
I mean, I guess.
Have you ever driven in a car with somebody who was drunk?
Probably you.
I don't know if I put you in danger like that. Only close friends and my wife.
Only the people I really love.
Yeah, I would never do that to you, Caitlin. Precious
not
cargo.
That close.
Have I? No, I don't think. No, I don't think so. I don't think I've ever. I hope not.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I have, but I don't remember. And
Wow.
if it was blissful ignorance, if it was
Right, because you couldn't tell.
I mean,
I'm fine.
I also offered to drive a lot.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was probably not in a place to offer. Well, I can make it.
That's always
And
my
then they're
attitude.
like, no.
Yeah.
And I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have I? I'm trying to think if I've ever. Yeah, I mean it's been. Yeah, I had to stop. It had to end.
I just remember one.
What is?
I was up in Ithaca with two comics.
Mm-hmm.
We were good friends. And I don't know if she said this on the podcast. I love her very much. But we were drinking, and I was like, I can't drive. Should we take a cab or whatever? She's like, I can drive. And I was like, are you no. But then, I think I was like, well, you said you were going to drive. And she was just like...
You put her feet to the fire? Like, you said you were going to drive.
I think I was the one who was wrong. I was like bad.
Yeah.
And she was like, maybe we should get a cab. And I was like, well, you said you were going to drive. She was like, okay, yeah, I can drive. That's totally fine. And then the next day we get home and she was like, I was hammered.
You're like, listen, I made a
She's like,
suggestion.
"What?"
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that bad. She was like, yeah.
You said you were going to, I like that you're like,
You said you were going to drive. So you must be fine. Like as if that makes you sober.
Yeah. You don't want to be a liar, too. I mean,
Yeah.
You're drunk. You don't want to be
No
a liar.
takesy backsies.
Yeah. She's like, you're right.
She's like, I was so drunk.
I put my friend in a bad position. I did, the last time, I think it was the last, whatever it was. Basically, the last time I blacked out was, we went to a wedding. Mm-hmm. And it was like remember they used to do the Devil's Cup? Remember that thing? They used to do like the little competition that Broadway would do, like the stand-up thing.
Oh, yes.
So like, remember when you first started, it's like very important.
The comedy
You're
competitions.
like, And then I came in second, and I was very upset. because I beat a man. His name was Insane Wayne. He was in a wheelchair, and I beat him. And as soon as they start, because they were like, they named the 3, so it was like third place, Insane Wayne. I'm like, fuck, if I got Insane Wayne. I mean, I was like, I got this. It's all wrapped up. Mm-hmm. Then I came in second, and I was like, fuck it. And I was like, whatever. And
who'd you lose to?
Shauna Christmas. Do you remember her? She's fine. She's good. Good. More power to her. Happy for her. I'm over it. Not a big deal. It's in the past. I wish her well.
Oh,
seems like a lovely lady.
Yeah.
And no, she's great. And then
you just hate that you lost to a woman.
Oh, the woman. Well, the thing was, I thought Insane Wayne was the one to beat. He was a black man in a wheelchair, and he crushed. And I was like, I got this guy. I got him. And I beat Insane Wayne. And that wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough. So I got hammered. We had a wedding in Brooklyn, so I just got fucking housed, blackout, like thrown up in a fucking in trash cans. Yeah, it was a mess. And then my friend who was drinking at that wedding, he had to drive my car home, but he was in no condition. So there was just like, yeah, that was a real.
You drove home?
No. I couldn't. Okay. No, I couldn't then. Yeah.
Good I know job, Peter.
I'm sure I tried.
Yeah.
I think no. And then it was very nice because they didn't make the people whose wedding was, they were like, oh, you were overserved. I was like, that's a nice way to say it.
Yeah.
The drinks were strong.
They're putting too much pressure on these bartenders to be like, you can't have any more.
I know.
And they're working for tips. Yeah. You can't be doing that.
Yeah.
There's got to be someone else's job.
Yeah, there should be a third. Yeah, that's a good point. There should be like it should be like bar back, bartender, and the guy goes, well,
it's been enough. We've had enough. Good God.
Wow, that should be a thing.
Yeah, it should be someone else's job.
Because they do get in trouble. Like bartenders, like if you go and drive drunk or whatever, the person could be in trouble.
They get in trouble. And it's like, no. That's not okay. It needs to be someone else.
But booze is great. It's a fun thing.
Booze are great. Yeah, they're so fun. But although now that I'm all high and mighty, I see people getting too drunk, and I'm just like, "What are you doing?"
Oh, I know. No, that definitely does help. Especially if you're not drinking, like a great thing to do is be around people, not who are buzzed, but that's when you miss it. Mm-hmm. But when people are hammered and like laughing and like clapping each other on the back, like, you're like, that wasn't that funny. Yeah, it wasn't that good. And it's like, oh my God, you're my best friend. You're like, this is so, it's like gross.
It's embarrassing.
A little bit.
Yeah. Sometimes I see it and I'm like, oh God, was I that bad?
Of course.
Like, yes, I was.
Yes, I was.
I was that bad all the time.
Yeah. Just charming. Yeah. Well, I used to do coke too. It's like not all the time, but sometimes. And like that amps it up to like, because then you're.
Oh, I forgot you did a bunch of coke.
Not a bunch. A handful.
You used to do coke a lot.
Maybe I don't know, once a fortnight. No, less than that. Probably like once every 6 to 8 weeks, I'd have a good rip of like, I'd get hammered and then let's get a bag. Let's bring it to another level. And it is fun because then you kind of like sober up in your brain and then then you're really charming. Then you're just like, tell me about your life, your plans. Just talking to strangers. At a fucking dimly lit Staten Island bar playing pool. Like, what are your goals? You love your kids? Where are they? I don't know. They're gone away a long time. They're probably not good kids. You know.
You take their side no matter what.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Always.
You never wanted kids to begin with.
She made you do that.
Yeah.
She made you do that.
Yeah.
They're better off without you.
No one should make you use a condom. No one. It's your body, your choice.
That's the only way I feel this way when it comes to guys, but when it's ladies. Different thing. Yeah. But you never done anything like that, right?
I've done coke like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
I used to work in a restaurant and so we would, have a nice time every once in a while, but I just didn't like it.
No,
I didn't like the way it made me feel.
Oh, the next day was brutal.
Yeah, the next day was brutal, and then one time I painted my entire bedroom.
For real?
Yeah. Me and the guy I was dating at the time.
There's some amphetamines in that one.
I don't know. But the guy I was dating at the time always had coke.
Yeah.
And so I tried it every once in a while with him. And then we painted and the sun was coming up. Ooh. And I was like, what am I doing? Oh. That was the last time I did it. I was like, this can't be good for you.
Did the paint job look good though? Or
no.
Oh, it was messy.
It was messy.
A lot of drips.
Oh my God. A lot of drips, everything around the top. But of course, I think had him do the etching, and he was like, "Rah, rah, rah." We should have switched it. Yeah. He can roll, and then I'll do the switch. But I was taller, so I was like, "I'll roll. I can reach the ceiling." Yeah, and I always date small boys.
Yeah.
like
Well, no, there was. I remember what that was. That
short
one
guys, I should say.
No, there was one guy who was your height.
Max.
Yeah.
Sweet boy Max. Yeah, you met Max with all the tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got along.
Probably, I don't know. Yeah, sure. Drinking, we like that stuff. He seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah.
That's so
He was
long.
bartending at Chilo's, where you got the tacos.
Yeah.
You love that.
It was fun.
You cried.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, with the hot sauce.
Oh, okay. But to say, all right, I cried. You can't just throw that shit out there.
No,
Cried because I went to Chilo's. We don't get this stuff in Staten Island. What do you call it?
Fish taco.
It's like, what? It's beautiful. I'm going to take this home with me. I'm going to show them how to make it.
No, it was the hot sauce. You were so cocky. You were like,
I'm still cocky.
nothing's going to hurt me. Pat, put it on as much as you want.
I feel like you're misremembering.
No, you did. You were like, come on, as hot as you can make it. And he was like, okay. And then he put the hot sauce on, and then you were like, oh my God. You were like trying to play it cool. And then all of a sudden you were just kind of weeping.
This doesn't sound right at all.
I'm gonna ask Jen. She was there.
She doesn't. She'll say yes just to make a fool out of me.
Yeah, because he won't hold her goddamn hand.
I'd hold her hand plenty when she deserves it. When she's been good.
Okay.
All right. A lot of broads listening to this. Listen up. Got to be good.
One thing you need to know about his girlfriend is she looks tough as hell.
Yeah.
So he's talking about.
Yeah, she's like a tattooed, short-haired.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She'll kill you.
She's strong. But
She's got strong hands.
Yeah.
She's a masseuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm stronger.
Break your neck. She knows your pressure points.
No. Crush her. She's a lady. You're going to kick me out?
I don't think you said anything right on this podcast the whole time.
You know what's right?
What?
You know what? Not drinking and driving. Sorry, we had a lot of fun here today talking about drinking and driving, but let's be honest. A lot of people get hurt. Not me. I was fine. But you people out there get sloppy when you drink and drive. You speed, you make mistakes, you're on your phone. Kids are always on the phone these days with their drinking and driving. I think that's the real problem, our addiction to technology. That's how I feel.
This podcast getting flagged for sure.
It's good time, gal.
It's good time, gal. Not break the law, sloppy mess time, gal.
I suppose.
Yeah. Well,
what do you want me to do? All right,
you're reformed. You're reformed.
Yeah,
look at you now.
I'm
People
better.
can change.
Yeah, people can change.
Mm-hmm. And
been
thank
4
God
years.
you did.
Yeah, no, I could. Yeah, I think if drinking that much into your 30s is a different.
Yeah.
It wears on you. It makes you look bad too, like real bad. Mm-hmm. Like you can tell. You meet somebody for the first time, like, oh, you're a drunk. Like they're not drunk or anything, but you can just tell by their face. You're like, oh, you're a drunk.
Yeah.
So you had fun in your 20s.
You had fun in your 20s. You had a lot of fun in your 20s.
Yeah. But you know what's funny? I would never drink and do like stand up. I always kept those two things separate.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I never had issues like that, like drinking with comics or anything like that. Because you hear stories, you're like, no, it's good. I'm good. Just keep it all.
Yeah.
I would keep it, just do my stuff, leave, and go to Staten Island and get trashed with townies.
With someone named Creep.
Creep. He's a good man.
He is a good man.
When's the first time you blacked out? Do you remember the first time you blacked out?
College.
College?
I mean, it must have been my first year at college. Yeah, I think I blacked out. Yeah, we were having a little in the dorms. Mm-hmm. And I just threw up and blacked out. And they were like, yeah, we had to carry you to bed. And I was like, oh, this is how you drink. So I just did that forever.
Yeah, that's how you know when you're done.
Yeah, that's when the light switch goes off. That's when you're like, oh,
yeah,
no more.
No, that's it. I can't drink anymore.
Yeah, but then I got to the point where I was getting blacked out, and then I would be like, tell me about your life.
Right?
How's it going? And no one knows that you're blacked out because you're just like the same good time gal.
You can tell that something like the eyes now, like you can tell when someone's blacked out when their eyes start, it's like a newt or something like that, when they start going like different directions. You're like, oh. I didn't know you got down like that, Mary.
Mary's like, who? Who am I talking to?
The first time I blacked out, it was like high school. I think it was either high school or first year of college. We were playing quarters. Remember
Yeah, I remember quarters.
We were playing quarters with Jack Daniels.
Oh,
Mistake. And I don't know, it just crept up on me, and I got like drunk and really drunk. And I remember snippets of this and that, but apparently, I started hitting on everybody's girlfriend. Starting fights. I tried to fight my friends and my brother, and then my friend Creep told me that he's like, yeah, I had to take you into the bathroom. I smacked you in the face. I was like, you get it together. I'm like, I don't remember that at all. I was hammered. But you know what's funny? The next day, I woke up. Me and my brother shared a room, and I woke up. I was refreshed. I felt great.
really?
I swear to. Well, you know what it's when you're drinking, like when you're 17, 18. It's not bad at all. Then I woke up. I'm like, I was like, man, like I don't remember how I got home, but boy, we had a great time. I was like, I don't even know if I should talk to you. I'm like, what happened? And like he filled me in on the whole thing. But I was like, man, I felt great. Like waking up, I felt really, really good. You know what it is? I think it's like your id gets like to play, like you get to bring out like the evil or whatever it's inside you, like that base brain gets to kind of go out for a little run.
Yeah.
And you wake up and you're like, I don't know, that was kind of nice. Anyway, drinking's bad.
Drinking and driving is bad.
Oh.
Drinking
I
in moderation is fine.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I think it's all right.
I mean, I don't, yeah.
You think, yeah.
Drinking in moderation is fine. Drinking and driving is very, very bad. We have to say that at least 2 more times on this podcast.
No one's listening to this thing that it's good. No? No.
No. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. You want me to say it?
Say it one more time.
Drinking and driving is bad.
Don't say it with a smile.
No, all right. It's bad. All right. A lot of people get hurt because, they don't know how to handle their liquor. People just don't know how to act. I never got a DUI. I'm going to put that on a t-shirt. Fuck you. I never got one. And I took a field sobriety test and I passed it, but kind of not really. I'm a good guy.
You were sober and you failed the field sobriety.
I had like 2 drinks and but yeah, they weren't happy with my performance. But I'm better now.
Yes.
I don't know. I do miss it though sometimes. Like I really I'm trying to think when. I don't know, like weddings and stuff are kind of fun. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like that's like, I wish I could. But
I miss it on like a day where I don't have any shows and it's sunny out. I just want to sit and have a margarita.
Yeah.
That's the only time I'm like, I could have a drink. And then it's like, and now I'm getting to the point where like, yeah, I think I could have a drink. And I would just go home and be fine.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't seem like, what you were saying, it doesn't seem like it's the same thing. Mm-hmm. But I don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of people, stop. I feel like, do you think there are more alcoholics who are doing comedy, or like, do you think that's like a bad sample size? Like in terms of, like, I feel like there seems to be a disproportionate amount of people with substance abuse stuff and doing comedy.
Well, yeah, comedy kind of breeds a very addictive personality.
You think?
Yeah. Like, because you have to do it so much. You have to really be dedicated to get far along in it. Mm-hmm. And so the people who succeed at it are addictive. And so they're already doing 5 mics a night because it fills the void or whatever. Yeah. So those people are already drawn to comedy because of its addictive nature and the attention.
You think? Yeah, I think it's the attention. I thought about this. I think it's like the booms and swings of it. Like it's not static. Like a 9 to 5, you know what you're getting into. Every day you wake up and do this and then you come home. But I feel like with stand up, it's like these big, like, bam, bam, lows, highs, lows all the time. And it's sort of like, I think that a certain type of brain is attracted to that. Yeah. Probably, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. All right. Well, we're out of time.
Well.
Where can people find you, Pete?
Oh, on Instagram, TikTok.
Creepy Uncle.
That fun little thing, little joke. Hey,
makes me laugh so hard because I got a creepy uncle.
Yeah, that was an odd thing when people I just did that as like a joke, and then people were like, "This happened." I'm like, "What the fuck? How many creepy uncles?" It's a sick thing.
There's a lot of creepy uncles out there.
Too bad. Yeah, never creepy. There's some creepy ants. There's some creepy ants, but not as many.
Yeah, there's a few creepy ants.
Yeah, well, you can find me there. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, I don't know, YouTube. Mm-hmm. Check it out. Check it all out.
Peter Revello is his name.
Yeah, Revello. Check it out. Bitch.
Okay, that's enough. Bye, everyone.
Peace out.